Hi, I'm Coach V from Blast the Ball. Today's quick tip is going to be about plant foot positioning. Most of the time, though, people think about plant foot, they think about where's my foot, in front of the ball, behind the ball, or even with the ball. But what we're going to talk about is how far away from the ball is your foot. In other words, the distance in between your foot and the ball. We're going to be talking about your natural swing path. And what I mean by your natural swing path is when you walk as a human, your legs swing naturally in a certain path. Now you can do this and you can figure this out by walking on, if you have a deck on your house with boards, if you have hardwood floors, or if you have a carpet with lines on it, you can actually walk down and you'll see that your feet stay within a certain swing path. That's what we're talking about. The natural swing path is where you get the most velocity and you get the most accuracy from. And here's how you can figure this out yourself. What you can do is get a piece of string, about 4 feet long is fine. And I want you to take this string and I want you to take the very tip of it and I want you to hold it up to your pelvic bone, some people call it a hip bone, and then go over and I want you to touch it to your other pelvic bone. You're going to have a piece of cord that's this long. Now, you can cut this cord. Once you cut that cord, that's going to be your natural swing path. Now I want you to do something. Go down and touch your feet. Stand naturally, let your feet hang naturally below you. Just reach down and touch your feet. You'll notice that this end and this end strike the center of your feet. That's because your legs fall directly below your pelvic. This is your natural swing path. Now, it's important to remember that this section right here is not the space between the inside of your foot and the ball. It's not that. This is not the amount of green grass you're going to be seeing, and I'll show you what I mean. If you put this on the ground and plant your foot right on top of it, right on the center of it, the ball has to be on the center of it as well. And now what you'll notice is that you have a small piece of real estate or a small piece of grass in between your foot and the ball. And it's going to match up to about that amount there. For most people, that's going to be somewhere, depending on the kick that you're using, it's going to be anywhere from 2 to 6 inches roughly in there that you're going to see. It might be a little bit more if you're doing an angle kick. Now I'm going to show you another way to double check this yourself and to find your own specific swing path distance. What you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of rope, put it on the ground, get something to hold on to. I use a golf club. You can hold on to a chain link fence, you can hold on to a wall, but all I want you to do is have a pen in your other hand and I want you to put your plant foot right on the end of that rope. Now that's the center of your foot. And then you're going to swing your leg through. Just swing it through without looking at the rope. Swing through and stop at the rope. Go down and mark the rope. The center of your foot or the strike point. Next, we can do it with the inside of the foot. We step and we swing. And we're going to stop right at the motion of the rope and mark it. Now, keep in mind that I'm not marking the end of my foot. I'm marking the strike point on my foot, where the ball is going to hit my foot. Outside of the foot, mark it. Angle kick, step in, angle kick. Swing through, stop, and mark it. Again, at the strike point, which is your sweet spot, not the outside of the foot. Right there. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to pick up this rope, and I want you to pick up your hip rope. And I've got my mark here, and then put the other rope right here, and guess what? The two pieces are going to be real close. They're almost going to be identical from your natural swing path that you've practiced with your foot and how wide your pelvic joints are. So again, this is not the grass space that we're going to be looking at. We've got to take off a little bit for the distance for half your foot, half the ball. And now this is your green space. This is the amount of space that you're going to see in between the ball. So we put this down, we step in, and we strike. That's the distance. You do it yourself and you figure it out for yourself. Okay, now I'm going to do two shots. Wrong shot, right shot. Wrong shot, I'm going to be stepping my plant foot far away from the ball, and then on this one I'm going to be planting it the right way. On the long shot, I'm going to do both these shots kind of slow and exaggerated so you can see them, but on the wrong shot you're going to see my foot release early and the ball curl off. The right shot, even though it'll still have some spin because it's an angle shot, you're going to see the ball go in more of a straight trajectory with more power. Now let's watch the pros and see how they do it. Here our good friend and Atlanta Silverbacks forward, Dan Antonik, one of the best strikers in the USL, kicks a ball. He's trying to hit the upper right corner of a crossbar. Now, keep in mind, Dan is 6'3" and weighs 200 pounds. He's also using the sweeping angle kick, so this should be the farthest placement away from the ball he should have. You can see that the distance between the inside of the ball and the inside of his foot is about 7 to 8 inches. The result is a natural swing and enough power to send the ball ricocheting 100 yards off the rock wall behind the goal. Okay, so what have we learned today? With 5 cents worth of string and a magic marker, we've learned that you take information from people, but then there's a way to actually measure it for your body. Go out and prove this information for yourself. Find your natural swing path. Now here's a warning. When you first do this drill and you move the ball in closer to your other foot, you're still going to have that swing path, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to miss the ball, and you're going to hit the ball on the outside of the ball, and it's going to start to spin. Keep that in mind. You've got to slow this down. One of the key fundamentals of Blast the Ball is slow motion reprogramming. Plant your foot, do it slow motion, gradually increase it, because it's going to be wrong the first couple times you do this. Now this is just one of about 50 different sections we cover on Blast the Ball. We give you the specific science and tools to work with to figure out your exact soccer kick.